Hey, this is True Warrior Success Method, and we're in step 5, your tribe. And this is module 3. This is one of the biggest pieces of advice that I've ever gotten in my entire life. And I think you might have heard of this, but it's really, really important. You are the culmination of the 5 people you hang out with the most. And this is a fact because as humans, we're social creatures. We have homeostatic functions in our lives that keep us balanced, that keep us equal. So we always want to adapt to our environment, adapt to the situation. And this is a survival mechanism. But this can also work in a bad way in your life. Because if you're hanging out with 5 junkies, you're going to be the 6th. But if you're hanging out with 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th. I realized growing up, I hung out with all kinds of different people, and I wore different faces when I was with those people. Earlier in my days, I hung out with street kids, thugs, drug dealers, and I became that. I was getting into fights, selling drugs, doing all the bad things in life. But when I'd hang out with my friends from the Honor Institute, I would do small things like study guides, and we'd meet up and learn something new, or join a class or a club or something like that, just to fit in. We all have this need to fit in. We spoke about this in the 6 human needs: the feeling of significance, the feeling of love and connection, and certainty. You want to feel like you're a part of something. So why not be consciously aware of the people that you surround yourself with? Have you ever noticed when you're in a relationship and they start saying something like, I don't know, on fleek or whatever that is? I swear I thought I would never, ever use that terminology. I thought it was the dumbest thing because on point is the same exact thing and it makes more sense. But I was hanging out with a girl that used to say that all the time. And you know what? I caught myself one time saying, oh, that's on fleek. After the words came out of my mouth, I felt embarrassed because it wasn't like my nature to even do that. And I really noticed that who I hung out with, I became. So when I started hanging out with more successful, more valuable people in my life has exponentially grown in the most amazing way. That's why I have mentors. That's why I have coaches. That's why I have people that I can look up to. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're the smartest person in the room, guess what? You're in the wrong room. You don't want to be a big fish in a little pond. You want to be a little fish in a big pond because you'll grow. It's the same idea if you put a snake in a 2-foot cage. It'll only grow to the size of the cage. But if you put it in a huge 10-foot cage, it will max out to its most highest potential that it can be. It's the same thing in your life. You want to surround yourself in an environment that's going to nurture you, that's going to feed you to become the best man that you can be. People that you can model, people that you can become, people that you look up to. These are the type of people you want to hang out with. Now, I know that a lot of you have certain people in your lives, maybe your wives, your kids, people that you work with that you have to be around. And that's okay. You're going to have to learn how to get as much value as you can from those people. But in the event of choosing who you want to be around, who you want to spend your extra time with voluntarily, that should be a conscious decision to find people that are good. Do you have friends in your life that are no good, that are holding you back, that every time you come around, they borrow money or they have some kind of negative story or some sob story about why the world is so bad? Unfortunately, you don't want to be around those people. You may love them to death, but love them from afar, because the closer you get to them, the more you're going to adapt to their thinking and their lifestyle. So what I'd like you to do is write down the 5 people you hang out with the most. And I want you to really dissect and figure out, are these people serving you or are they holding you back? If they're holding you back, find a way to push further away from them. You could still love them with phone calls and birthday cards and Christmas cards and seeing them once in a while. And who are the people in your life that really add value to your life, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? It doesn't matter. But create a team. Figure out what works for you, and the sky is the limit. I'll see you in the next chapter.